Hello everyone. So this morning what we're going to do is draw a simple Celtic knot. We'll go ahead and start by drawing a horizontal line. Try to find the midpoint of this line, which is say about right here, and draw a vertical perpendicular line to that point. And from these points you want to draw another line here and here that are the same length as the bottom line. So let's just guess that it's about right there and see if it looks about equal. So now at this point what we're going to do is find the midpoint of these two diagonal lines and again draw to the opposite corner. You really only have to do one, at which point I would say this is more the midpoint right there. You'll really only need to draw one of these to find the exact center of this triangle. So let's say it's right there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a curved line from one corner to another corner. Trying to keep it as even as possible. And then do the same from this corner to this corner, and then this corner to this corner over here. Okay, looking at it right now, it seems like my height might be a little bit short, so I'm just going to go ahead and redraw these curved lines to go up here slightly. Alright, so now what we're going to do is darken this part here, since I already made it a little bit darker. So now that we've done that, what we're going to do is draw another line inside of all of these curves, just lightly. And the last line. So now what we're going to do here is determine how these lines will go over and under other lines. So as this particular arm goes down, it's going to go over this arm. Okay, and then it catches this arm that goes across, so it goes over this arm but then goes under this one. So let's draw this arm to be over and this arm goes underneath, and you just make sure that it's a little bit darker so it's very clear to you. Okay, so now it's going under this arm, goes up to the corner, comes back, and again right here it's going over. Since it's going over this arm, the next arm that it finds, it's gonna go under. So it's going over here. So then let's clarify this part here, make it darker to show that it goes under. And now we're set. We can make all the lines darker going to the corners. So now we can go ahead and shade our Celtic cross. And what I'll do is I'll use lines that follow the curves. Makes it easier. Okay, so to make it a little bit clearer, all the areas that are going under another arm, right around that area, I'm just going to make it a little bit darker. Right there. this arm's gonna go over this, I'm gonna make the bottom part a little bit darker, and then this is going over this, so right here there'll be a little bit of a shadow as well. And you're done. So the idea of a Celtic cross is that there's no beginning and there's no end. So as we start from here, let's go here, goes under to the corner, goes over this arm and then under, continues to the corner, comes back, again it goes under, it goes over this arm and then under this, and we're back at the beginning. But really there's no beginning or end. You could start anywhere and still end up anywhere else without stopping. So let's do another variation. Let's draw another horizontal line here. Again, find the midpoint. This time, to make it a little bit more accurate, you can either use a ruler, or I'm just going to use another piece of paper here. So here's our line. I'm going to mark it right there. Fold this in half, and that's our midpoint. So now we can draw our vertical, and you can, since we have this piece of paper, let's just go ahead and use the side of it as a straight edge. And now we can take this piece of paper, remember here's the length of our side. We can go find the top of this vertical line where it should meet. So here's our length, and I'll just go ahead and use this again as a straight edge. So now we have our final side as well. Here's our corner to the other corner, and I'll just lightly draw that. And again, here's our midpoint, so I'll just mark that. So now we can draw this line to determine our exact center, and it's right there. So let me just go ahead and draw a line there, and another line from this last corner to that center. Okay, so what we're going to do different here is we're going to draw a circle, with this being the center of the circle, just as it is the center of the triangle. So let's just draw a small circle where all here's the main axes. This length here will be the same all around, just as a guide for our circle. Okay, so here, instead of drawing our curve from corner to corner to intersect with the center, what we're going to do is use the outside of the circle as our guide. So from here to here, we're going to touch the edge of the circle. So here we're going to have to continue the curve a little bit further out, hit the circle, and then over to the other corner. So this will be a bigger curve, and then to the corner. And we'll do the same over here. Once you draw one curve, you can just draw the mirror of that first line, a mirror image. Okay, continue this down. So there's a couple guidelines here you can follow. One is, once you draw the first line, the second line here should intersect at this line. Okay, and the other, as I mentioned, you can use one of these lines as a reference and draw the mirror image like so. Again, it's crossing this line here. Go across, touching the circle, crossing this line, and again mirror image of this line here to finish this line. Okay, so now we're gonna make this thicker, and you can make this as thick or as thin as you want by drawing up a line parallel to these previous lines you've already drawn. So let's just make this one, say, this thick right here. So we just need to continue this thickness all around. Okay, I didn't finish this reference line, so anyway, let's just go all the way here, and then again all of these lines, keep them about the same thickness, and at this point you just want to keep these somewhat light. And correct these as necessary so that the lines are nice and smooth. Okay, so again, as we did before, let's just follow this line this way. So right here, as we follow this line is gonna go over this one. Okay, let's just make that darker, just so it's very clear. And then as it comes here, it's gonna go under the other arm. So let's make that darker. Goes over to the corner, comes back, and because this arm had gone under, this one went under, when it sees another arm, it's gonna go over. So let's make that so that it's going over. So at this point we have all the intersections clarified, so now we can darken all the lines. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and shade this Celtic knot. This time I'm gonna use lines that go towards the center of this image. So you notice that I'm always trying to line up these shading lines towards the center, more or less. You can shade this however way you want. I figured I'd just try something a little different here. Okay, just like we did over here, let's look at adding some shadows to make it look more three-dimensional, as in clarifying where they intersect and overlap. So looking at this intersection here, this is going to be over this one. So let's just make the back arm a little bit darker, just on the other side of the arm, like that. And then here, this is going over, so the back arm here will make it a little bit darker on either edge. And finally here. And that's it. This is just a simple, about the simplest Celtic knot you can find. Just three-sided, three-cornered, with no beginning and no end. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll do some more complicated Celtic knots in later videos. Thanks and have a great day.